Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Kenny. Happy Green Day. I'm here with my friend Amanda from Curitiba Zero Waste. We're going to talk today about how you can reduce waste in your home, and she's an expert that can give you some tips on that. Amanda, thank you for joining us on Green Day. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. So, I'm part of this collective Zero Waste. I'm an ambassador for the Zero Waste Brazil Institute, which is connected with the International Zero Waste Alliance. And we work together to spread information about the concept of zero waste. After all, what is garbage? And how much garbage do I produce? Where does my garbage go?
Well, your garbage goes to the landfill. Didn't you know that? And we really need to think of do we need to reduce waste? Well, first of all, we're filling up the landfills. There's not so many places anymore to put the garbage. And, if we keep filling up the landfills, we're going to be polluting. We're going to be bringing water pollution and also air pollution by filling up the landfills. So it's important that we think about reducing waste. We're also going to reduce climate change by not creating so much waste at home. So, Amanda, can you tell us why it's so important to separate our trash at home correctly?
Yes, it's very important because this continue the cycle. Once it gets out from your house, that trash goes to the recycling cooperative, and part of it goes to the landfill, and another part is going to be recycled. So by separating in the Brazilian legislation, we should have three categories of recycling of trash recipients at home. One for organic waste, which will include like eggshells and skin and fruit and veggie skin. Also, any leftovers that are natural that you can treat it in your own house. Another one is the recycle resources that can go back to the circular economy that can be used again instead of taking more natural resources out from the planet. And the real garbage, the real waste, which is that one that is no way how to treat, no way how to recycle, so that one unfortunately still needs to go to the landfill. And by doing this, you increase the percentage of recycling in Brazil and reduce the percentage of rubbish that goes to the landfill.
So, what else can we do at home? There are many things. So, these are some things that I do, and I think of the R's: rethink. Rethink about turning the lights off when you leave the room or unplugging your devices. Reduce. Turn off the water when you're brushing your teeth and check the taps, don't let the taps run. Reuse, this is a big one. Reuse things like plastic bags and containers, and even avoid using plastic wraps on your food. And one that's really big and important, and Amanda's going to talk to us about, is to compost your leftover foods. Take care of your organic waste. So thanks, Amanda. So you can see it's really important to separate our trash. And one of the main reasons that we need to separate our trash better is because we're using up too many of our natural resources. Resources like water, air, soil, forests, minerals, oil, gas, coal, and metals are limited. We only have a certain amount on this planet. Talking about water, we really need to think about saving water. Our most precious natural resource is water. We are currently experiencing a drought in Curitiba. It has not been raining much in the last 2 months, and if we don't take care, we're going to have a shortage in the future. So, Amanda, can you talk to us a little bit about the zero waste movement in Brazil?
So I'm also an ambassador for the Brazil Institute of Zero Waste, which is connected with the Zero Waste International Alliance. And we work together to bring the concept of maximum utilization and correct disposal of recyclable and organic waste, and the reduction or even the end of these disposable materials to landfills or incinerations. Are you a zero waste person? Or how can you also be zero waste? So when you think about zero waste, you should consider everything that you buy, since it's the production until the end of its life. So do I really need this plastic bag for my supermarket? Like, what's gonna happen with this plastic bag until the end of the use? Where is it going to end? So when you consider all these things, when you really ask to yourself if you really need that extra bag, or if you really need to use that straw, for example, when you rethink and then you reduce, and then you recycle.
So one way of recycling is also recycling our leftover food, the food that's a waste. We can do that by composting. We have been composting at ISC for a number of years. Do you know how many composts we have at ISC? We have the community garden compost 1, the elementary garden compost 2, the ECC garden compost 3. We have the 5th grade worm compost 4. And we have a new compost for the Giza restaurant, 5. So what is composting? Composting is taking your leftover foods, the vegetables mainly, and the fruits and vegetables that you don't eat, and you put them into a container. We're going to show you how to do that. And it turns back into soil. The soil then can be used as a natural fertilizer to grow new plants and food for us to eat at another time. There are many different kinds of composts. I'm sure some of you are doing this at home. I'm going to ask Amanda to show us how to do one type of compost, and then I'm going to ask a family from ISC to show us how to do.
This is just some tips that I wanted to give to you in case you want to start your own compost at home. So you will need 3 buckets or 3 pots like this. It can be small or a little bit bigger, yes, with the lid. So first thing that you should do is this one, you see, it's entirely at the end of it, and you should with a knife or something cut off this part of the lid so you can actually close the bucket, yes, like this. The second one that you need, second bucket, you need to make some holes at the end of the bucket like this, because this is where the worms are going to pass, and also the water that is coming out from your veggies and fruit skins. So you also put on the top of the second bucket. Again, you should cut the lid in a way that you can put one more bucket on the top of it. Yes. So the first bucket you should cut again. You should make some holes like this. And the most important part, the top lid, you should make some holes like this as well. Okay, so this is like a simple way that you can do your compost at home in your apartment from recycling buckets or pots that you can get through restaurants and some other like food cafes or things like this. You can ask if people have some buckets and can donate to you, or you can even buy some buckets like this, and then you can make your own compost at home.
Now I'd like to show you a video from a family from school, Anna Priscilla from our green team, her composting.
Hi! Now I'll show you how I do compost in my house and to keep the organic waste. And then I take this vessel and I do my compost here. So this is the way. Okay, so I put the dry leaves. And we should, okay, so mix. You should mix something. Yeah. So you should mix. And then after mix, you should put more to cover everything. Look. Nothing is appearing. So that's the right way. And afterwards, and after 30 or 60 days, I take this and I put in the gardening. It's the best compost to the plants.
I do another composting at home. I do worm composting, and as you can see here in this picture, I take the leftovers from my kitchen, the vegetables and eggs and anything but meat or cooked food, because the worms are sensitive, and citrus, and I put it in this bin, and then I cover it over with leaves and rotate it at least once or twice a week. It's very easy to do. So those are some ways to compost at home. I have lots of worms if anybody needs worms. And you also can find ideas on YouTube or online as well. I'd like to finish here by just telling you about our Saturday learning activity that we're supporting. We're asking people to think about what they do at home to reduce waste. And if you can, take a picture or a short video, less than 30 seconds. If you're elementary students, you can post that on Flipgrid. Mr. Kenny will send you an assignment. And if you're EC middle school, high school students, you can send an image to Instagram and tag ISC_Brazil. One last thing, I also would like to thank the families that donated cell phones and tablets to our project to help public school students virtual learn. There's a school in Colombo that the students are very underprivileged, and they don't have devices to turn in their assignments, and we're trying to help those students, particularly the last year students, to prepare them for the vestibular. So we're still doing this. If you'd like to donate, you can donate at the school guard station, or you can contact me. I'll come and pick it up. Thank you. So thanks, Amanda, for joining us today on Green Day. We really appreciate what you're doing for Curitiba.
It's been a pleasure to be invited to participate. I think every day is a green day. And do you know, Curitiba Zero Waste is going bigger. It's becoming Paraná Zero Waste. So it's very important for us to think, what can we do to make it better every day? And we can all make a difference. So be the change by doing your part. I compost, and do you compost, Tim?
Yes, I compost too.
Yes, and what about you? Do you compost? So if you want to get to know a little bit more about our work, you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram at Curitiba Zero Waste. Thanks, Tim.
You're welcome. Thank you.